like an eagle in the sky. My flow's a piece of art. For what it's worth, these priceless bars, more like baby stars. I give you life.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Here once again, Fantasy Football Crackbacks dropping a weekly waiver wire. And yeah, man, week 9 coming up just like that. My man, how you doing over there, man?
We good, man. We're ready for a new week. Trying to rack these wins up. So let's get right into it, man, with the waiver wire. And I'm going to start off with the quarterbacks first. My first quarterback is going to be Derek Carr. He's going to be facing the Detroit Lions that made Kirk Cousins look good, and now they just made Danny Dimes look good. So I expect Derek Carr to have a good week. My second quarterback is going to be, Minshew Mania. It's going to be my third week in a row talking about this guy. He proved it again this week why he should have been picked up last week. And maybe this is his last match. So, with Nick Foles coming back, and I definitely love the matchup over here. And that's going to be versus Houston. And that's who Derek Carr, my other guy, just had a real good game versus. So those are my quarterbacks. Pick them up.
All right, those are your two. I'm going to hit it with my two. And somebody that we've been talking about a lot, Sam Darnold, still 23% owned. And he's got an upcoming matchup on the road at Miami. That's a great matchup. We already know why. We don't have to get into specifics. And don't forget about his schedule coming up. I'm going to say it in order: versus the Giants, on the road versus the Redskins, versus the Raiders, on the road versus the Bengals, and then week 14, home versus the Dolphins again. So pick them up. If you guys need somebody to help you, if you have Patrick Mahomes to get by the weeks, that's your guy. My next guy, somebody that's kind of been forgotten, but he's probably coming back next week, Cam Newton. All reports are indicating that he's healthy, ready to go for week 9. And with the display that Kyle Allen had today against a tough defense, it was pretty bad, man. Cam Newton, 41% owned. So more than 50% of you guys are going to be able to pick him up if you guys need just another option. He's got a matchup versus the Titans coming up. And after that, he's playing Green Bay. Then he's at home versus Atlanta, on the road versus the Saints, at home versus the Redskins, on the road versus the Falcons, then at home versus the Seahawks, and finishes it out on the road versus the Colts. So pretty decent schedule for a mid-season pickup of a quarterback to help you guys get to the playoffs. So Sam Darnold, Cam Newton. Who you got at running backs?
Yeah, man. I like those. I like Cam especially. So moving on with the running backs, I have Kenyon Drake. Now, Kenyon Drake is traded, okay? So we don't know the team yet. We're recording this, so tomorrow we will know. So don't beat us up over this video. But most likely it's going to be the Lions or the Texans. I really like those. He's for fourth-round pick. So, going forward, I like Kenyon Drake because he's going to be used correctly for the first time in a long time. And then my second running back is going to be Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary showed today that he can, score touchdowns. I believe it was a screen pass. He took it all the way. And then, he's only owned in about 68% of leagues. He's going to play the Washington Redskins. I think he should definitely have I say about 70 yards, a touch. Maybe, get some receiving yards up in there as well. Those are my two running backs. Just get straight to the point. Go pick them up, guys. Go pick them up, guys.
Yeah, definitely like those two running backs. And I'm going to stay with the Dolphins theme, even though Drake is not going to be with the Dolphins when you guys watch this video. Mark Walton, as soon as Kenyon Drake is gone, he's going to be the man over there. And he's 25% owned. So by the time you guys see this video, like I said, Drake is gone. Walton's backfield, they got nothing to play for. They're going to let him get all the snaps. So they've been implementing him more into the offense, and that's just going to continue to grow. So Mark Walton is my first guy. Second guy, Darius Geis. He is 29% owned, and he's going to be coming back from an injury by week 11. So if you guys are hurting for a running back or you guys have room on your bench, stash him there, man. Stash him there. He was a high draft pick. A lot of people are expecting big things out of him from LSU. So Darius Geis, my guy, by week 11, he'll be back. Just keep him on your radar. And if you could pick him up, have him on your bench, stash him. Those are my two running backs right there.
I like those, man. I like those. Moving on. Wide receiver position, we're going to go with the guy that has a touchdown every game that he has started, and that's Terrell Williams. Terrell Williams is looking like the number one receiver. I'm going to match him up with the Raider Nation, Derek Carr, waiver wire pickup I'm recommending. and the Terrell Williams touchdown every game, I'll take that, on my roster for sure, hands down. Then there's going to be my boy that got 2 touchdowns today. The young stud DK Metcalf. I mean, I said it before. Let's go get this guy. We're going to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are trash in the secondary. DK's about to eat, and he's getting more comfortable with Russell Wilson, even especially in the red zone, and that's very important. Big body, and yeah, man, that's a recipe for success. Dangerous Russ. So pick up those 2 guys, Raider Nation, Williams, and DK Metcalf. Go Hawks.
Hell yeah, go Hawks, man. He was big time today. And like you said, the chemistry's looking better and better with Russ. So definitely liking that. So my next wide receivers, or my wide receivers actually, is going to be Deshaun Hamilton is the first one. 7% owned in Denver is where he's coming out of. And the thing about him is that Emmanuel Sanders just got traded. It opens up that slot position for Deshaun Hamilton. That's what he does. He's a great route runner. He gets separation pretty quickly, and he's got great hands. So increased role. He's somebody you guys could pick up, and he will be able to help. Definitely flex worthy. Deebo Samuel is my next guy. 12% owned from San Francisco 49ers. Like the rookie a lot, man. He's got a lot of talent, and the Niners are trying to incorporate him more into the offense. They're making an emphasis to give him the ball. He actually scored a rushing touchdown today and had a few targets. And, Dante Pettis is faded back. And I know they added Emmanuel Sanders to the team, but Deebo is somebody that he's more dynamic in his own right, and he's just versatile. So Deebo Samuel, Deshaun Hamilton, those are my 2 wide receivers for this week.
I like him, man. I like that one. That's some really good research right there. So when it comes to the tight end positions, I'm gonna go with the guy that was really high on the beginning of the year before Andrew Luck retired. That's Eric Ebron. Now he had a down game, but now he's gonna go play one of the 4th worst defense versus the tight end position, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers gonna be exploited. I believe Brissett had an off game as well, so I look for him to go to the safety blanket to the tight end positions. And Ebron, people heard the tight end. He's only about 71%, so he's not going to be out in everybody's league. But for those that do see him out there, pick him up. Then my second guy is going to be OJ Howard. Now he's been horrible. I know, but he's playing the 5th worst tight end defense, and that's going to be the Seattle Seahawks. So I'll take 4th and 5th worst all day because these guys should be in the waiver wire. Go pick up OJ Howard. We saw Winston, go at a rate today, but he couldn't hold on to the ball. So I think they're going to use their big man in the red zone, try to get lucky. Those are my tight ends.
Yeah, man. So real quick with the OJ Howard thing, another reason why I actually like that recommendation is that there's been trade rumors with him as well. So if by chance he does end up getting traded by the time this video drops, he might even have more value, and you'll have him on your team already. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, the Patriots called in on him, I think it was. Supposedly there was rumors about the Bears. The Bears need a lot of help. I don't even want to talk about that right now. But, OJ Howard is somebody definitely I really, really like. And keeping it with the Bucks, my first tight end is Cameron Brate. And for the same reason, if OJ Howard does end up getting traded, you're looking at somebody that is going to be tight end 1. Why? Because he's already got that chemistry with Jameis Winston. They've already proven that. So definitely Cameron Brate is somebody to keep on your radar. 14% owned. My next guy is Chris Herndon. I know he got injured again, but he should be coming back next week. 28% owned. He's got a nice matchup on the road versus Miami. And like I said about Sam Darnold earlier, just the matchups coming up are very, very favorable. So Cameron Brate, Chris Herndon, my 2 tight ends for this week.
Yeah, man. So I'm going to go with the kicker. And, it's not the guy that's always been there for so long with the Patriots, but now it's Mike Nugent. And Mike Nugent is going to be playing the Ravens. He's 39% owned. I see, the Ravens trying to be up and shore up a little bit. I think, the Patriots going to set up for some field goals. I like me some Nugent. Pick him up. Patriots score points, at least be in the red zone if they get stalled by the Ravens. I think it's a great, solid pick for the waiver wire kicker with a lot of buys coming up.
Yeah, definitely. My guy, former Seattle Seahawk great, Stephen Hauschka from the Buffalo Bills now. 4% owned, and he's going to be at home kicking, making field goals up against the Washington Redskins. Should be, a lot of points for the Bills, believe it or not, with Josh Allen leading that offensive attack. But yeah, Stephen Hauschka, he's the kicker that I'm recommending for this week.
I like it, man. And I'm gonna finish it off with the waiver wires for defenses. My last, recommendation is going to be the New York Jets playing the Miami Dolphins. Yes, we pick on them pretty often, and the Jets have been, not that impressive defensively. But Greg Williams should get it right versus a weaker team. He loves to bring the blitz, and the Miami Dolphins offensive line is not necessarily one to take, those kind of things. I think Kilgore, their center, is also a little banged up. He might miss even next week's game. He's missing his Pittsburgh game. I expect the Jets and Adams and them boys to get some turnovers on Fitzpatrick versus their former teammate. And yeah, Jets are my number one streaming defense. So pick them up, fellas. Put that waiver wire in now.
Hell yeah, and I'm gonna go with you on this one. New York Jets defense is the defense that I'm recommending as well. So we agree on that. 11% owned, and yeah, like I said, the favorable matchups for the Jets. Check this out: at Miami, home versus the Giants; at Washington, home versus the Raiders; at Cincinnati, home versus the Dolphins. Pick up the Jets defense. If you won't have to stream that many defense, after you pick them up, because they got a lot of good matchups, and the defense is getting stronger. Like you said, Greg Williams, he's a hell of a coordinator. He's gonna get them right, and Jamal Adams is definitely somebody to be reckoned with. So, New York Jets defense, man, that's my recommendation.
Yep, and that's fantasy football crackbacks waiver wire week 9. Let's get these dubs, and this is step 1, fellas. Next step, ask us questions and let's fill it in. All right, man, from Los Angeles
to the Shy. Yeah, man, and you guys already know where you guys can find us at. You can find me, Johnny Legend, at Fantasy Fornicator on Instagram. My guy, Kevin Banks, you can find him on Instagram at Piggy Bank Picks. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and also follow our page on Instagram at Fantasy Football Crackbacks. We appreciate you guys. Tune in for the next one.
This is the Fantasy Football Crackbacks.